So this week's hunter build is pretty fun. You can see the score we got here. It's not the best. We didn't hit too many of the bonus objectives, just one. It's hard to coordinate that without people with mics, and this was just random matchmaking. You can see the skill kills we got: 274 and 111 on range kills, and then 130 for the other kills. Those other kills are basically fire from the explosive arrows, and this build focuses on the explosive arrows, so it's really an ability cooldown build matched with the hunter charm. So you see here, times down 6, that's also going to be low. I got a little reckless sometimes, so I probably could have made it out maybe only going down 1 or 2 times. So basically I'm going to show you, it's kind of a rinse and repeat with this build. You're looking to run smoke, and I'm waiting here because the headshot makes it much more powerful because it's the skipping bow, so you get a skip on the explosion that you wouldn't get if you weren't running skipping bow, and then you're waiting for someone's health to get low and throwing the kunais. You see how the cooldown bounces up a little bit, and you're just basically running that over and over again to minimize the amount of time you have cooldown. And you'll watch in this sequence here, this is about a minute long sequence. I throw explosive arrow, I'm just running around waiting for the fire to burn down some health because they're just going to keep burning. Throw the kunai, I get a bounce back because I get the kill with the kunai to bounce back on the cooldown. And now I'm waiting. You know, those guys, the big guys that aren't the Onis and the regular sword guys, those are the guys you're really targeting. You're trying to get their health down, wait for my kunai to come back, and now I have another explosive arrow. And I'm going to fire that off. And again, we're just kind of waiting. This guy, I wanted to save him, but he actually just burns out because again, it's a very powerful fire build as well. And boom, a kunai again. You'll see here by the time I'm done with these archers here, I'm actually going to have another chance to use the explosive arrow. You see it finishing up on the cooldown, but I don't use it because I save it for later. But you see I get that full cooldown, so that's less than a minute. You get 3 chances to use the explosive arrow, and the original cooldown on the explosive arrow is 55 seconds. So that's where you get all these kills and things from, is the ability to use that very often. So now we'll kind of get to the build here. So basically we're running explosive arrows, and that's the key to this build, is these explosive arrows. Again, I don't really use stun. We're going decrease class ability, cooldown 15%. So we're basically looking for as much cooldown as possible. So we're taking that 15% over any of the other items. You can also get a pretty powerful build when you use that up close bonus, which I might do on the next run. And then again, 25% fire status. That's a must, the 25% effect damage. And I rarely use these two, because basically these are better for story mode. I mean, aren't better for story mode. Like in story mode, you're not really gonna ever have 5 people you're trying to hit with your special. Especially if you have the skipping bow, you're gonna get ricochet shots anyway. Now, if you're not running skipping bow, this would be more effective. But if you're gonna run skipping bow, you're already gonna get 6 headshots off your special anyway. So to add the extra 5, versus the perks and bonuses you would get from a second legendary item, I just don't find it to be worth it, because the power-ups or the scaling you can get with the legendary items, and really any of them, the charms, the swords, the the demon seeds, the mist, the yagata, those things, those are usually give you better perks, especially when you're running this kind of build. And this isn't the most powerful build, but it's the largest area of effect build that you could basically get. And you'll see here, we're running the water katana, the skipping bow, hunter charm, spirit kunai, and smoke bomb. So basically, again, the focus is ability cooldown. So we have ability cooldown reduction on the sword. So that helps. That's another 10% on top of the 15% we're running with the technique. And because we're doing a fire build as well with this, we're running Way of the Flame. There are other options with the swords that you can get. Of course, But because this is a fire build, we're focusing on Way of the Flame. You could switch stances. Another good one is actually the wind stance for the spearmen and that typhoon kick, which is really effective. But because we're running the fire build, we're going Way of the Flame on the bow, and you can see I rolled to get that. We're going helmet piercing ammo. Again, I know I usually prefer shield piercing ammo, but we're focusing on headshots this time. So running helmet piercing ammo and then range damage plus headshot damage, which adds to the effect. Now, I don't know if range damage and headshot damage actually affect the impact of the explosive arrows. So, like, I don't know if you're getting 10% extra damage on top of your explosive arrows with that. I don't think you are, but I'll probably try to run a test to see if that is the case or if that isn't the case. But again, I usually prefer shield piercing ammos just because those spear oni are basically the toughest ones and they have shields. And when you're running smoke, as you can see, we have the smoke bombs there. When you're running smoke, they put their shields up in front of their head. So it kind of makes it hard sometimes to get a headshot. So I usually prefer shield piercing ammo, but because I'm not necessarily always aiming at the Onis for this build, it can be aimed at the guys throwing the flash grenades or whatever they throw, or even the camp leader types. And then we've got Fire Master on the Hunter Charm. The key is this Hunter ability radius 96.7%. And then Resolve Gain plus 8%. Now, I don't want Resolve Gain on there, but I haven't gotten the role that I really want for this. I think the there's better things you can have over the Resolve Gain, because this isn't for this build, that is, because you're not really focused on using your ultimate as much as you're just trying to use that explosive arrow hunter ability. So again, that 96.7% radius is what gives you all that burn and fire burn that you saw at the beginning of the video. And then this is basically the key to the entire thing, is these spirit kunai. Getting a kill with kunai lowers all cooldowns by 15 seconds. And so that's each kill. So if you kill two people at the same time, that's a 30-second. It'll almost reset your cooldown right away. And again, cooldown reduction, status effect duration, none of that really matters. Super massive, I run super massive because that makes it easier to get the kill. Without super massive, the kunai aren't that effective, and you really have to have their health bars really low to get the kill. So you want to run super massive, and then ideally, instead of status effect duration, you probably want melee damage at 12% if you can get it. And then that would probably make the build that much more powerful. And then the same thing kind of with the Hunter Charm. I haven't been able to get it, but you want that Hunter ability radius. And then you probably want to replace the Resolve Gain with either fire damage or Oni damage. Because if you're running fire damage at 12%, you're getting 62% fire damage. And that is, I mean, it's next level. I do have a build where I can do that, but for this charm, I don't have it. And then again, we're running Lucky on the smoke bomb, because basically you're just trying to like lay low and get your cooldowns. And so we have cooldown reduction and cooldown reduction on kill with Lucky, and that's basically the build. You guys let me know what you're running, and let me know what scores you guys got for this week. And if you're playing Hunter, I really think that 4 Hunters can with this build, 4 Hunters could run through the Nightmare Survival, no run is needed. So if you're running Hunter, hit me up. Maybe we can link up and try to do a whole Hunter run. But if you like the video, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time with this week's Nightmare Story build.